It was one of the strongest years of transaction activity since 2007. We saw a diverse group of assets getting sold across the market, and investment volume last year topped nearly $2 billion, which is up from about $1.1 billion and $1.2 billion from 2011 and 2012. So lots of activity right across the country, essentially in very large hotels and many private buyers looking at smaller assets. Of the 57% of transaction activity in central Canada, about 37% of it took place in the Greater Toronto Area. And in fact, the GTA saw the largest amount of hotel investment clearly on record, with a wide variety of assets being sold. Also, buyers in 2013 were quite diverse. Not only did we see lots of non-Canadian interests, so groups out of the US, out of Asia, and out of Europe, we also saw institutional investors making a large play into the Canadian hotel investment market, particularly with the sale of the 5 Westin hotels, notably in Ottawa, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver. We also saw a number of private investors come to place. While they only represented 17% of the transaction volume, they represented the majority of trades across the country. We've also seen a notable shift to acquisitions of hotels for repurposing. Notably in Montreal, there were several transactions that took place last year and some early this year for conversion to student residences. So in fact, Montreal will see hotel supply growth drop by about 1,800 rooms, which is quite something, and nothing that we've seen in any other market. And if you're an existing hotel owner there, certainly some positive news. Financing has been widely available for the right groups who have the appropriate sponsorship and management skills. And that has certainly facilitated the buyers. On the seller side, there were a lot of owners that participated in close-end funds, so it was time to sell, regardless of market conditions, and it ended up being a very timely year. There's also a number of investors that are nearing retirement age, and particularly in the smaller assets, and found this was the time to sell. A couple of other drivers also included any brand renovation commitments, and those had certainly influence on some owners to sell hotels rather than going through a renovation. They would rather sell the asset. And also there were a number that had financing coming due, which prompted a number of sales. So there were a number of factors, an enormous amount of equity that's in the market right now looking for a home. So it was clearly one of the frothier years.